Hey, Robert. Hey, Fire. Hey, Cartoon Collector. Good night. Okay, Capola. Hello, it's me, the creator. Alright, Dylan. Oh boy. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really looking forward to this one. The assets are less than best. I already outed myself on Jackid's channel. Yeah, I saw he played it. Also, this thing's... I found out it's running on Chromium because now I can't... Because I couldn't capture it on game capture, it had to be window capture. And there's so much stuff. Like, I don't think this is Rimpy anymore. What's the premise? I don't know. Like, future... After... It takes place after Snoot game. Hey, Dr. Coconut. Hey, my Chrome Lancer. Alright. Oh no, message retracted. Hold on. I'm getting it all put together. No, hit the music. Yeah, there's no way for me to full screen this, I apologize. So you just have to deal with the borders. No music, no options. Chapter 1, oh god. I woke up early in the morning. For the last few days, my parents got me up early in the morning to get me ready for school. So what's this? I need to save. Go back. Message skip. Hide message. So you mean I can't hit... Oh yeah, this isn't Rimpy, so I can't hit H. Can I? No. This is running on toothpicks and bubblegum. I had my hair cut today and I got a mohawk. That's pretty cool. Pain. Man, that menu screen, we're in for a wild ride. Same middle initial as his father, I take it. I don't know. Okay. The spacebar. It's spacebar that takes away the dialogue. I've been using spacebar to advance the dialogue. But Enter does that now. Today's the first day, and things are already going to be tough with Mom as a teacher. I looked down to the floor and I saw Mango curled up on his little bed. I watched him sleep peacefully with envy. Oh no, Mango. See you later, little guy. Okay. Why are they so short? Why is it like... Oh, I don't know. It's like they're being eaten away by the dialogue box. This is Tyranno Builder. Oh god, I don't even know what that is. I go to the kitchen to find my parents at the table. Dad is eating a plate of eggs and he motions to a plate on the other side of the table. Mom is behind him, nibbling affectionately at his ears. Morning, son. I'm glad you got up on your own. I let out a yawn. Thanks, Dad. So are you looking forward to Volcano High? Not really. Neither was I. Mom slid over to a chair and sat down. Dad reached over and began to massage her wings. I joined them at the table. It's just that you teach... Well, the table's over there, guys. It's just that you teach that in school. It will be so awkward. Oh, don't worry. How do you think I felt as the only human? Oh, you were there for 1 year. I have 4 years. I'm glad that you are not attending some of the schools I used to attend. After he finishes the breakfast, Dad stands up. Off to work. You two should finish up soon. We got a few minutes. Dad's car pulls out of the driveway. Finish up. I will walk you to school. Oh boy. Teacher's pet. Do you have to? I want to. Well, then I guess I gotta. But they just teleport. They phased in. I follow Mom down the street. School is only a few blocks down and soon comes into view. Various buses drop off students and others walk like me. Do you want me to walk you in? I hesitate to answer, but she answers on her own. Okay, that's my door over there. You go in the front. I walk down the hall, taking in the atmosphere. With a lot of people as new as me, it is a chaotic mess. I see someone step out of the women's bathroom. Oh god, I've heard things about this character. Sir? Tall wolf person walks away from me as I call out again. Sir, what are you doing in there? The wolf turns around and lunges towards me, teeth slammed shut in front of my face. I nervously back away from the wolf. As I do, I see her glance back at me before walking away. Furries! The containment breach. Mango has entered the Snoot-verse. I don't think this Chromium program knows how to scale images. Anon is half the man he used to be. They flew. The whole teleporting is something I fixed in the Anniversary Edition. Well, I snagged this from, what is it, the Snooper, so I don't know. Teacher's pet, I don't think that's valid when your mom is a teacher. I love how his wings have huge notches in them because they're just Fang's wings cropped around her arms. Yeah. Alright, I looked at my schedule for the room number. Based on the numbers on the classroom doors, it should not be far. I walk up to the classroom and the bell rings. But the bell could not finish. Teacher glares at me. It's the same wolf I ran into earlier. Get in now, you are late. After I take my seat, the teacher stands up. My name is Miss Anna Kim. I am your history teacher. Throughout the whole class, I was looking down at my desk, barely looking at the teacher. Today was a half a day, so it went by mercifully short. The class was almost over, and the teacher began to wind down. So, in essence, the world is ruled by hatred, but it does not have to be that way. We can rebel with love. The bell the bell can't even finish. The bell rings, and everyone gets up. Before I could leave class, Anna Kim stopped me. I'm sorry for being late, but I thought that the first... Is that what I asked you about? No. Are you Ipan Moose? Yes. Fang is your parent. Lucy is my mother. Wait, why did it say... Can I... Hold on. Before I even try anything... Is there like a history? Okay, there is. I just have to scroll. But, like, what is this background? Fang is your parent. Why do you refer to Lucy as Fang? I thought she was beyond that. Anakin glares in disgust. I knew them. And is that my problem? Miss Anakin hesitates. Then she clears her throat and speaks up. Just run along. We're already being bullied by a teacher. This whole teleporting thing is something I... Oh, wait, I read that. Bell budget cut. Yeah. I walked down the hall, confused by what I experienced. Oh, no. Oh, no, isn't that just Joshua's head on... Oh, no. What happened to Joshua? A student approached me. He is part ankylosaur, part stegosaurus. Hey, it's Epon. Another person I don't know already knows me. I look over to them. Yeah, it's me. Really cool to meet you. My name is Riley. Okay, man, I'm not really special. Oh, come on. Everyone loves to be in Mrs. Moose's class. Oh, I can, and I don't want to. He just vanishes. It's just... The words just kill him. I turn down a hallway and notice it's a dead end. I look at the room numbers and none are in my next class. I walk back down the hall, but two students block me. Oh, God. Oh, no! Oh, Lord. Oh, hey, Epi. I gotta get to class. I'm already late. We've heard all about it. About what? I don't care. Get out of my way. Hey. I look over and saw Riley as he approached me. Ernie, oh no, Ernie and Bert. You two buzz off. That's Ernest. I don't care, Ernie. Now knock it off. Two continue to glare at me, but I slowly back away. I walk between them and follow Riley. Thanks, man. So what's those guys' deal? You being half-human. They don't like me either. Being half-bred. Geesh, and they get away with it. Why? Half-breed, more like half-assets. Because they are tight with Miss Anna Kim. Oh, so they already know about what happened in class today. Riley points to my schedule. You seem like you're a bit lost. Don't feel bad. I had trouble as a freshie. Tell me where you are going, and I can show you the way. Think, man. I've been trying to find this one. Riley and I walk together. A few minutes later, he points to a classroom. That's right here. Catch you later. I walk into the classroom and see the teacher. Hi there. Sorry about being late. Don't worry about it. It's the first day. Just be careful next time. Anna Kim, like biblical giants. I thought it was like a reference on like Anakin. That's Raul 2.0. Oh God. I only know one Riley and Snoot, and you ain't him. That's true. Bert is the one on the left. Ernie is the one on the right. Alright. I'll be sure to forget that. This is why we had color-coded names. I sit down for the class, and try my best to get the weight off my shoulders. Math wasn't my strong suit, but I knew the basics and I hoped I could improve. A few periods later, I saw Riley. Hey, Epi, over here. Oh, no. Oh, Ben! Oh, who stuck Ben in the microwave? Oh my god. Bleached. He's just skin and bones. I approached him and saw that he was not alone. These guys are freshies like you. Is that the guy? Yes. He gets it a lot, including from me. Anyway, you two have a class together. I could show you there. Riley looked at the guy behind him. You know where you are, Jake. Jacob nodded his head and Riley looked back to me. Okay then, follow me. I followed Riley and the Triceratops. Walked with us. I turned to her. What's your name? Sarah. I know who you are, Epon. Your mom is well known. It's just a bit awkward for me. I get it. Gotta make a name for yourself. Can't live in her shadow. Okay, I guess I have the time. Anyways, this is your class. Catch you both later. Ben, why the long face? So when are we going to see Carl Dusky still teaching at 70? That's Trent's face with Ben's outfit. It just looks very wrong. If this is what happens in the timeline post Ending 4, I'm going to become an Ending 3 supporter. I feel ya. I follow Sarah into the classroom and we sit down together. I look at the clock and see we have time. You think this class will be tough? Hope not. Teacher glances in our direction and I give a nervous smile. But I'm sure we will learn valuable lessons. Of course. After the class, we walked out together. I guess that wasn't so bad. I looked at my schedule to find my next class. After I found it, I lifted up my hand and pointed. It looks like my next class is over there. You think we can see each other before the day's done? I sure hope so. If not, I will meet you tomorrow morning. Oh, it was sure good to see you. Oh, thanks. After the last class, I made my way home. I walked through the halls, watching the school empty out. I knew what direction my house was in, so I walked in that direction. Pretty soon, I walked out of the school. I took a breath of fresh air. I looked around to see parents pick up their children. I walked down the street towards my home and soon arrived. When I walked into my living room, my mother approached me. How was school? It was okay. No homework yet. I try not to pile it up so high, but it can be useful. Well, I sure hope my teachers feel that way. How do you feel about your teachers? I felt like I just swallowed a big rock. I looked at Mom nervously. I take a deep breath. Well, I think a few of them are great. Well, that's good to know. Anyways, I'm going to make some dinner. Can you clean up for your father? I guess I'll pick up around here. My father returns from work and we gather around for dinner. How are you feeling about school? I think I can handle it. Can you? I'm sure he can. He better. My mother playfully smacked her wing against Dad's back. What are you worried about? Me losing reputation as a teacher? I let out a bit of a chuckle. We didn't even sleep. We just phased back into school. Seriously cannot tell if this is supposed to be a shitpost or not. The art is throwing me off so badly. I know, right? But the story seems to be normal. It's normal so far. Some of the dialogue needs some buffing out. I'm sure that's fixed in the anniversary edition, I'm assuming. Part of me wishes it was. Oh no. The next morning, Mom led me towards school. She turned towards the door and stepped in. I remember where my first class was, so I stepped into the closest door. Riley and Sarah were waiting for me. Hi, Epi. Oh, hi. She really wants to talk to you. Oh, what is this, Mimi? Okay, how have you been? Oh, okay, how about you? Well, to be honest, I'm having some problems with one of my teachers. Miss Anna Kim? I'm in her class. She asked me a bunch of weird questions, and when I didn't answer the way she wanted, she just glared at me. I glanced at the clock. It looks like I have to get to class. Can I can walk with you. Wait, I can walk you there. Mine's not that far. I walked up to Miss Anna Kim's classroom. Sarah looked into the room and stared her in the eye. Sarah walked away and I stepped into the class. That girl, Sarah, is she your friend? Not your business. I don't want you hanging out with the likes of her. It's because I'm racist. Did you not hear me? That's not your business. I turned around and sat down. Class was more of the same, but I tried my best to pay attention. Miss Anna Kim did her usual droning lecture with scoldings thrown in for good measure. I wanted nothing more than to be someone else. Math class would be okay. The teacher seemed alright. Or maybe English with Sarah. That would be great. But no, I was stuck right here. I tried to pay attention the best I could. Some of the stuff seemed quite interesting if someone else taught it. Anyone else, to be honest. Purgatory. Getting out of class was such a relief, and the other classes went okay. I walked down the hall, hoping to talk to Sarah or Riley. Hey, Epi. Wait, Betran? Who the hell's Betran? I freeze and watch as Ernie and... Oh, Bertrand approach me. Wait, wasn't it... it said Betrard. Betrard. They're too funny looking to be bullies. Looks like you got yourself a little gang. They're just some people. This is loud. Some people? Yeah. The two of them move closer. What do you two want? Don't talk to me that way. Like what? You're the ones getting in my face. Ernest grabbed me by the shirt. I pushed him off me. Miss Anakin walked by. Lupin shoved him. Anakin approached me menacingly. What do you think you are doing? He shoved me. What were you thinking? I don't know. I was just defending myself. I wasn't going to hurt him. Just get him off of me. I don't want to hear that out of you. A voice came out from somewhere beside me. What are you talking about? Anakin stares at Sarah. I look over and saw her approach us. Behind her was Jacob, one of Riley's friends. Sarah pointed at Ernest. That boy provoked Dupin. Anakin slinks away and throws me a dirty look. Ernest and Bertrand looked at each other and then walked away. I breathed a sigh of relief. I can't believe we're getting bullied by rejects. We must be really low on the totem pole. Thanks for helping me. Anything for you. Well, I'm grateful for that. Any friend of Riley's is a friend of mine. Well, I gotta get to class. I'll see you later. This is amazing. Hold on. Just got here. Why Weeping Angel? I don't know. Hey, Sabik. What's the deal with the custom game engine? Did you write it yourself? Any particular reason not to use Rempy? I had trouble with the coding, so I found a drag and drop based engine on Steam. Crazy. That's why I was hoping that Rempy would have something drag and drop like Movie Maker type shit. This is amazing. More freaks of nature in every new scene. What's the name of the engine? It was like Tyranno Builder or something. After school, I was walking down the hall towards the door. I could see through it, and freedom beckoned. It was time to go home. Standing in the hallway was Miss Anna Kim. When I passed by, her eyes went up from the floor towards me. I don't believe it. Believe what? That you are not in detention. What? What I can't believe is that you covered for Ernie and Bert. Watch your mouth, you little twerp. Next time you try anything, I will come down on you like a ton of bricks. I don't care who your parent is. Why do you hate her? When I was young, Fang was my role model, and there was no one I admired more. Really? Then they married that human and had a little twerp. Oh, here's our first choice. Oh boy. Don't talk about my father that way. Quit calling me a twerp. Don't talk about my father that way. Oh, I hate Anon. Seeing him tramp around with Fang makes me sick. He is my dad. You read it wrong, little twerp, and be very careful. I will be watching you. I glared at Anna Kim, wanting to give her a piece of my mind, but I didn't and walked away. I stepped out of the school feeling a bit shaken. To relax, I looked up at the sky. I'd look up at the sky, nothing to worry about. Of course, I had to look back down when approaching the street. I soon entered my neighborhood, and my house was close by. I really just wanted to go home, but the problems wouldn't be gone. They would be waiting for me at school. Well, I guess I had to take whatever I got now for now. Hopefully things would get better. I went straight to my room and laid down in bed. I stared up at the ceiling. I glanced over at my backpack. I knew I had homework, but I didn't want to do it, especially not Miss Anna Kim's homework. I continued to stare at the ceiling, occasionally glancing at my clock. I took a deep sigh and peeled myself off the bed. I sat down at my desk and began to work on my homework. Just looking at Miss Anna Kim's question made it feel like she was in the room scolding me. I tried my best to focus on the other subjects. We didn't even sleep. Anna Kim is Trish in a fursuit. The next morning was back to school. Riley and Sarah met up with me and we walked to class. When we got to my class, I looked at them. I did not want to go to the classroom, and they knew it, but I had to, and I sighed and stepped in. I placed the homework on my desk, not exactly feeling proud of it. I did better in my other classes, so it wasn't so bad. Miss Anna Kim yanked the paper off my desk and glared at me. After collecting the papers, Miss Anna Kim stood up in front of the class. Most of you have performed well on this assignment. However, a couple of you have not done up to snuff. Her eyes went straight to me, and I was sure everyone knew who she was talking about. As usual, I kept my eyes off her, looking towards my desk. I will begin class. Hopefully everyone can pay attention. I walked down the hall and I saw Ernest approach me. With neither Riley or Sarah around, I had to take care of things myself. It's you again. It's me. Do you get tired of being Miss Anakin's lapdog? Bertrand approached me from behind. I looked over to keep them both in sight. Okay, guys, you caught me. Are you going to beat me up in public? I don't think you guys thought this through. The two of them seemed to pause, then Ernest glared. I don't care who sees. This doesn't seem like the best idea. Come on, you know she has our backs. We can... Listen to him, Ernie. Yeah, Ernie. Bertrand looked embarrassed for nicknaming Ernest. Did you just call me Ernie? Bertrand glared. So what if I did? You shut your mouth, Bert. I slipped away while the two were yelling at each other. I looked back and saw the two begin to fight. No honor among thieves, I guess. The rest of the day went by. It was a normal day, but I was still a bit shaken over what happened to me. Still, I powered through the classes. After the day was done, I went home and sat on my couch. I looked to the floor and saw Mango approach me. Hey, buddy. He climbed up to the couch and sat next to me. I reached over and began to stroke him affectionately. How's it going, little guy? Mango let out a contented squeak. That's the spot. Things are easy for you. You don't have school to deal with. One of my teachers is crazy. Mango didn't understand me, but he cuddled closer to me. That's right, little guy. At least I have you. I was having lunch with Sarah and Riley. You look tired. Oh, I am. History is really wearing me down. Oh, I can help you if you need it. It's just the teacher, about Miss Anna Kim. You were in her class. So why don't you talk to your mother? I let out a sigh. I don't want to have to run to her for every little problem I have. This is not a little problem. You should get Miss Anna Kim to stop acting this way. After school, my mom approached me in the living room. So I heard something from Sarah and Riley. Do you want to talk about it? I was a little confused before I remembered how they spoke of my mom. Well, I'm not sure I want to talk about it. I have heard you have been having problems in history class. Sarah told me you are having problems with the teacher. Miss Anna Kim has been aggressive and rude with me and trying to keep me away from my friends. When did this start? She didn't like it when I called her sir. I would have done the same during my teen years. After class, she asked me about you and Dad. A few periods later, I was harassed by a couple guys named Ernie and Bert. Ernest and Bertrand, those two are major troublemakers. I'll make sure this gets addressed. Oh no, parent-teacher conference! So I hear you are having problems with my son. Yes, he has been disruptive in my class. That's not what I've heard. And why is that? Because I talk to my son. Which is your problem exactly. You've never been the same since you detransitioned. Since I did what? Since you married that human. Don't you speak that way of my husband. Why, you were never the same after you married him. The Fang I know... I am warning you. Fang. That's Mrs. Lucy Moose to you. No, I don't want to hear anymore. I called me in here so you could explain yourself, and you repeatedly insulted me, my son, and my husband. I will not take any more of this. We are leaving. But I will have another meeting, and it will be with the principal. We will have a long talk. Is it still going to be Spears? Well, you... Not another word. Wait, there is a furry in the Snoot verse. I thought they were killed in the war. I wish. I followed my mother out of the room. Wow, Mom! You shouldn't have had any problems with her anymore. Thank you. Anyways, I need to make a call. My mom pulls out her phone. You remember that favor? Yes, though. What is the soonest you can be at my house? Oh no, Nazer? Is that supposed to be like which one is it? Ernest or yeah, I think it's Ernest. It's supposed to be Ernest's dad. As soon as I walked into the driveway, I saw Uncle Nazer pull up. Sorry to call you at the last moment. Always ready to help out my big sis. Lady and I need the house to ourselves. You. I second that. You too. My uncle pulled the car out of the driveway. We soon reached Uncle Nazar's home and we stepped into the living room. Well, this is awkward. I hear you. I stayed with Uncle Saeed and Aunt Saba plenty. Oh no! Oh no! Goodbye Volcano High up here. And I knew exactly what was going on at home. Oh man. I know. So how is school? Where do I begin? Mom and Dad push you to succeed? Well, Dad is all like, do good in school or you will make Mom look bad. Nazar let out a little chuckle. My sister is a great teacher. Your father doesn't have to worry. After a moment of silence, he spoke up again. Like any girls? Uncle Nazar must see me blushing. Who is it? Not quite ready to talk about it. That's okay. It's my little Epi boy. I looked and saw Aunt Naomi had joined us. This can't be ending 4, guys, because they broke up. So which ending is this? Call in a hit from Mo. I never confirmed who is the principal, but no, Spears is retired. He did seem a bit old. This ain't ending 4 because they're still together, though. Something happened in the timeline. I looked and saw Aunt Naomi had joined us. I sighed in embarrassment. I just want to pinch your little cheeks. No. Okay, whatever you say. Just make yourself at home, Epi. Okay. So how was school? Well, it's getting better, given Mom told off my crazy teacher. Aw, my sis-in-law is a little firecracker. Go get him, girl. Why does Naomi sound like she's just been, like conversion therapy, like full shock? Something happened with Naomi. Nazar must have spent a lot of money on those therapy sessions. Miss Anna Kim claims to know my mother. Did either of you know her? I think I remember her. So, you are not sure? I don't think Lucy ever really knew Anna Kim. She just leaves. Oh, now I'm in the void. I got up in the morning, a bit surprised to see the ceiling. I had to remind myself I was at my uncle's house. Wait a minute. Are you sure we're not missing an asset here like we usually do? I got up and went to the living room where my uncle and aunt were waiting. Well, there's my little Epi boy, ready for breakfast. I let out an awkward chuckle. Sure, guys. That's the spirit. You think you're mommy and daddy? Don't even go there. Oh, a bit shy. You will have a special lady one day and be a cute couple. Give love time. You know your uncle and I were broken up for... Oh, no. But no, she's supposed to go with, or is it Kanye? This isn't canon. We're broken up for a while. I look up at Uncle Nazar and he looked embarrassed. Things were complicated with your parents. But it all worked out and they have quite the handsome boy. Careful with the T word. The T word. After breakfast, I got in the car and Nazar drove me home. He soon pulled up to my house. Nice seeing you. Hope to have you over soon. Thanks, Uncle Nazar. Just don't jump off the roof. Ending C for cursed. Oh, wait, buddy. Naomi left Kanye after his recent antics. Oh, Lord. There's got to be a comic about that, man. What's wrong? You don't have room of void in your house? Everyone has one nowadays. No, the void's inside. I have a void in my chest. Where my soul should be. She got rid of him for bimbofication too. The broken up for a while is what I wanted you to wait for. Oh, I gotcha. I walked through the open door and into the living room where I was hit by the overwhelming smell of chemicals. Various fans were pointed towards open windows. What is this smell? Your mother and I were cleaning up. Should I help? No. Mom, you don't need to help us. In fact, I'd rather you not. Well, that's a bit strange. The next Monday, I was back at school. I knew Miss Anna Kim was going to behave herself, so I decided to do the same. I walked in my usual door to find Sarah and Riley waiting for me. What's up? I gave a smirk. Oh, not much. My mom took Miss Anna Kim to the cleaners. Nice. I've got some good news as well. Ernest and Bertrand got into a fight. Oh yeah, I was there when the two got in a fight, but slipped away before it got heated. What happened afterwards? The two got expelled. Oh no, they're gone. Wow, what a great antagonist arc. The two got expelled. The teacher tried to break them up, but they tried to beat up the teacher. Miss Anna Kim sent the two of them up the river. As I said, no honor among thieves. Chapter 2. I forget how many chapters there are. Sarah. Oh no, oh, no, what is this asset? Sarah. Hey there, Rapon. Nice to see you. Is this like a sophomore year now? Feels weird. Oh no, this is super time skip. What the hell? Feels weird to be seniors. Yeah, school seems so slow, but now it feels like it went by in a blur. I'm a bit nervous myself. I'm not sure what to do with my life. I'm doing quite well in your mom's audio classes. I hope your dad will hire me. Seems like you have everything planned out. You have a connection as well. Anyway, have you had any trouble with Miss Anna Kim? I'm not in any of her classes, so I've kept my distance. Oh no. Oh no! It's fucking Vinny! Oh no! 3 chapters, freshman, senior, and adult. Alright. Fucking Vinny. You little twerp. I turned and saw Miss Anna Kim confronting a nervous-looking student. Speak of the devil. Ma'am, is there a problem? What's going on here? Cut it out now. Ma'am, is there a problem? Not your business, Epi. Now run along. We walked away, eyeing Miss Anna Kim. Bye, Vinny. So what did that kid do? Probably called her sir. Nearly took my face off for that. Really? Not quite. Anyways, my class is over there. I hope your day goes good. Not being the clueless freshman meant I could navigate the building like it was the back of my hand. Some of my classes were a bit tough, but I hoped I could adapt. After my last class, I ran into Sarah again. Nice to see you again. Same here. Let's get a bite to eat. Like, together? Sure, there's a good place a few blocks away. We went there before. I like the food there. Let's head over. We sat down for our food, and a voice came out. Hey, guys! Sarah and I looked up at Riley. What are you two up to? On a date? Sarah and I looked at each other and then at Riley. Well, you two can decide that. Riley sat down next to us. If you two are not on a date, then I guess a third wheel will be okay. I guess so. So you guys are big seniors. How is it like? I stood up and bent over and let out an old person moan. Oh, me back, it aches. Sarah joined in. I think I need a new hip. Or you guys, you are too funny. But seriously, what is going on with you two? Should I tell him? You should. Miss Anna Kim was acting quite aggressively towards a younger student. Oh, that sounds tough. Well, I can't go there and give her the business. I'm graduated. I bet you could really show her who's boss. I only let out a chuckle. I sure could. Sarah turned to me. We're going to have to talk to that student. Do you know this guy? No, he's just... No, we just hear Miss Anna Kim yelling at him in the halls. I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know much about the student body. Speaking of which, how is Jacob? Fine, I sometimes talk to him. That's good to hear. Can you arrange something for me? I think I can let him know. You mean you're not added on Snoot book? The next day, Sarah and I approached the student. Okay, if this isn't Vinny, we're gonna riot. Oh wait, no, I see the horns. This isn't Vinny at all. This is just another asset flit. Hi, I'm Ippon. You probably know my mother, Miss Moose. She is a teacher. And I'm his friend Sarah. The student looked at us a bit nervously. Do I know you? I've seen you in the halls, and I want to help you out. I don't like seeing you called a twerp. We heard how Miss Anakim was talking to you. I've gotten that kind of talk as a freshie. Dennis, oh no. Thanks, guys. My name is Dennis. Vinny triggered out. Well, I can't really see it as well as you guys. You guys are like hunched over your PCs while I'm like 10 feet away from my monitor, so I just like now noticed the horns. I shouldn't even say monitor, it's a whole ass TV. Are the tags for this included body horror by any chance with those amalgamations? I don't know how to spell it. Sarah, ready to square up. Yeah, where'd the steroids come from? Ugh. I had another round of classes. Things were still confusing, but I was sure that I would get them soon. I looked forward to seeing Sarah, or maybe Jacob. I heard a voice that seemed vaguely familiar. I walked in the direction, but I wasn't quite sure why. When I walked down the hall, the voice got clearer. I saw Dennis, and he was talking to a student. Oh no! Oh no, Lunara! Oh no! Oh, oh boy! Hoshin on Suicide Watch. It's on Mrs. Prockley, or wait, no, Scalar's body. Oh. Miss Anna Kim has informed me that you have been associating with Ippon and Sarah. I look at the student and I remembered it was Daisy Jones. I remember her as a freshman last year. Oh no, Jacob. I was going to approach them, but someone else did before me. It was Jacob. So what if he does? I'm afraid Miss Anna Kim believes that associating with the two of them is detrimental to your development. What is he, in special ed? Is this little Gator? The same person who was harassing him. Believe me, I had to put up with Miss Anna Kim as a freshman. Put up with? You ought to embrace her teachings. It is sad that you remain so narrow-minded. I looked up at the clock and saw the time. It was time to head to class. And I trusted Jacob with Dennis. Hey Jake, nice to see you. It's good to see that you have meet Dennis. I'll see you around. Sarah and I met up again after school. I followed Sarah down the halls and we saw Miss Anna Kim waiting for us. Like usual, she was leaning against the wall trying to look casual. I heard you two talking to Dennis. And that's a problem? I don't want you two being an influence on them. Then, you're the one who's always barking at him. He needs to be set right. And I can't do that with you two butting in. You need to stay away from him. And each other, for that matter. Listen up. If you think you can keep me away from Meepon, you got another thing coming. I am not in your class, and I will not listen to your demands. Miss Anna Kim lets out a laugh. She pointed at me. If it weren't for his teacher parents, You would what? Let's go home. We walked home and soon arrived. We sat down and Mango approached us. "Hey, little guy." Mango crawled up my leg and onto my lap. I stroked him affectionately and Sarah joined me. "He likes you." Mango let out a squeak. "That's right, you agree with me." "Sarah?" Sarah and I looked and saw my mom standing in the living room. "Hi, Mom. I kind of brought her over." "Is it okay, Mrs. Moose?" For a second, my mom looked confused, but her demeanor relaxed. "Well, I am happy to have you at my home." "Thanks, Mrs. Moose. Your son has been a good host." Mango let out a squeak. Mango is a good boy. My son begged and begged to buy him a velvet worm, and eventually gave in with some help from his father, and now the two are thick as thieves. He is a good buddy. I petted Mango some more. "It's okay, I stay for dinner." "Sure, my wife and son say good things about you." Dad looked at me with a smirk. "So my wife has told me you are looking to work at my business." "Well, I think she's quite ready for it. We could talk about your projects together." "Sure, I hope you will like them. I trust my wife and her teachings." "Then why are you always telling me that I'm going to ruin Mom's career?" "Well, son, gotta be careful. Or you might just warp out of existence." The next day at school, Daisy approached Sarah and I. "Your names are Apon Moose and Sarah. What's it to you? Miss Anna Kim has warned me about you two." "About what?" "You should be aware. Look, if Miss Anna Kim thinks she can send some crony after us, she's got another thing going." "Crony? You address me in such a matter." Another one. Oh boy. Oh, we only get 5. We only get 5 saves. Oof. Painful. I had a couple of her lapdogs hassle me back in freshman year. Because you take her orders like a trained dog. I had a couple of her lapdogs hassle me back in freshman year. You are talking about Bertrand and Ernest, I imagine. I do not appreciate being compared to those two. Of course you don't. We don't like how Miss Anna Kim is treating Dennis, and how you are for that matter. I imagine you would feel that way. And why not? We all saw her harass Dennis. Of course you would see her behavior along those lines, but what Miss Anna Kim is doing is essential, and it requires you to refrain from interfering. Well, I don't care about what you say. You can't justify what you are doing. Daisy let out a sigh and walked away from us. We have Lunara at home. Lunara at home. The conversation between Jacob and Daisy contradicts a side story I wrote, so I fixed it in the anniversary edition. I'll have to look that up next time. What kind of characters are these? We got regular anthro-furries and scalies, yeah? That was crazy. What is her deal? I saw her scolding Dennis, but Jacob stepped in. Well, that was good on him. Anyway, my mom has a picnic soon. Want to join? Of course. I will talk about when I see her next. Good to know. Oh no, Reed! These hot dogs are excellent, Mom. Oh yes, Mrs. Moose, I really like them. Your mom cooks great. You sure piled them up with your carmies. Of course, Mom. It's a recipe from a restaurant I went to. Each of these hot dogs was named after a former mayor of Volcadera Bluffs. You were too young to remember them. Well, look who it is, my little nephew Epi. He's my nephew. Uncle Reed. See that, Uncle Reed? I'm just as much as an uncle as you are. I've been chatting with your buddy here. If only your father had someone like him at his corner. Oh, he reminded me of myself when I was younger. So you saw potential in him? Kind of like me with your dad. Well, it's a bit tough going to a new school as a senior. Which is why I made sure he didn't have to experience that. Oh, Dad, looks like our friends are getting along quite well. Good to know, son. Wow, what a picnic. Sarah and I stood in the hallway, waiting on both sides. When Miss Anna Kim walked by, we stepped towards her. So what exactly is this Daisy Jones character you sicked on us? Daisy is acting as a guide to Dennis. And we aren't. I thought I already explained this to you. You sure did. We just didn't agree. Quit talking for your boyfriend. Boyfriend? Is that what you think this is about? You are always so jealous. That's why you can't stand it when I tell you to stay apart. That's not relevant. You can't tell us to stay apart. That's not your job. But I am an adult, and you little twerps will listen to me. Then act like one. Miss Anna Kim stormed off. When she went away, Sarah let out a quiet chuckle. Wait, Epon. Oh, this was put wrong. Epon, I know. Can you believe her? Little twerp. Like a brat half her age. The next day I went to the same restaurant with Sarah and Dennis. At the table was Riley and Jacob. I heard freshman year is a little tough for you. That's okay. These guys all needed my help. We all nodded in agreement with Riley. Yeah, things are difficult. I can't believe I made enemies so fast. The point is, all of us are here for you. Things have been difficult for us too. She seemed familiar with you when you guys talked. You have had quite the history, I'll tell you that. I'm glad to hear that. I've seen that logo before. What is it? Mr. Beast. Oh, the candy bar guy. Is that all he is to you? Pretty much. Pretty much. I woke up to a loud guitar riff. It shook me out of my sleep. I dressed up in a hurry and bolted downstairs. The hot dogs named after the mayors is a real thing from Chicago. What in the world? I have several questions. Welcome to the show, yeah. Oh boy. In the living room were my friends and family. My mom sat in a chair with a guitar on her lap. Happy birthday, son. Took me a second to take it all in. Wow, Mom. My mom began strumming her guitar and belted out the lyrics. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in. They come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Mama roared out the next verse and everyone watched in admiration. My dad was staring at her with a smirk. When the chorus rolled around, everyone joined Mom. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in. They come to build the wall between us. We know they won't win. I looked over to Sarah and watched her sing. She looked back and punched my shoulder with a smirk. That's gotta hurt with arms like that. I clutched my shoulder as if it hurt more than it really did and smirked back at Sarah. The chorus came around and Mom belted it out once more. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in. They come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Mom put her guitar down and reproached me. Happy birthday, Epi. Thank you so much, Mom. I walked into the kitchen, plate in hand. I went to the table to load up. Sarah stepped towards me, looking at me intently. Happy birthday. Thanks. So there is something I wanted to tell you. For quite some time. Since when? Since Riley introduced us. Oh, really now? Sarah leans in closer to me. I don't know how to say it. Okay. Sarah gets even closer. What exactly is it? Sarah pulled me in towards herself and kissed my mouth. I felt her beaked mouth bite down on my lips. I grabbed her wrist and kissed back. We pulled apart and kept looking at each other's eyes. The moment seemed to last forever. That was until we were shocked into reality. From the living room came a burst of applause. I turned and saw all of my family cheering with enthusiasm. So everyone was watching? I guess. Well, so much for being subtle about being a couple. We are a couple? I hope that was not just a kiss. We stepped back into the living room nervously. We looked back and forth to see all the eyes were on us. My father spoke up to break the silence. Nice job, son. Real chip off the old block. Mom glared at Dad before looking at us with a smile. My star pupil and my son. I couldn't be happier. What an adorable couple, don't you think, honey? Uncle Nazer nodded in agreement. Grandpa spoke up. Oh no, Ripley! Where's Ripley? I gave your father a lot of grief when he was young, but I knew he was a good man. I was happy for him, and I'm happy for you now. Grandma looked at him with a smile. I knew she had a thing for you when you two had met. She was always gushing about you. I looked to the side and saw Sarah blushing awkwardly. I just had to push you two together, and it worked out. Well, guess who had Riley talk to you? Sarah and I looked at each other. No way, so you were the big mastermind? Oh, son, you are so flattering. Sarah and I sat down, and we all continued talking. So how much has your mother told you about our band? His stories were quite fascinating. Oh boy. I'm gonna run out of safe spaces. Oh no. I heard about worm drama and how she met Dad, but not much else. Yeah, I heard about it. Interesting. Maybe I could fill in a few details. Reed looks over to my mom. So what have you told him? So are you ready? We picked out a place you'd like. We picked out a place you like. Of course I'm ready. Let's go. We were sitting at our table exploring the menu. I looked at all of my options and was eager to dig into each one. When I looked at an option at the edge of the menu, I noticed someone familiar sitting at a table. For a moment we locked eyes, but I quickly looked away. It was Miss Anna Kim. I looked back at my parents and I had to ignore her and focus on my birthday. Oh boy, chat's exploding. That was a JonTron quote, if you're wondering. I have several questions, yeah, I know. I'm picturing Anon constantly doing the DreamWorks smirk. Finger on chin style. Beautifully sung. I need another drink for this. Pork should make an album. He kissed her on her hot mouth. What? Ripley speaking from the great beyond. Yeah, I know, right? Ripley is standing off screen. The anniversary edition fixes that, and Samantha too. Maybe Ripple Chip is a force ghost. Anything you like? Oh, not spacebar. I need to head to the restroom. Mom got up and we waited for her, but Miss Anna Kim stepped out of the room and went over to our table. Well, hello, Anon. Is she bothering you? I can ask her to leave. Oh no, we are just talking, aren't we? Why? What is right? I am having problems with your son. From what I've heard, he's the one having problems. Anna Kim looks at me. What did you tell him? I know what this is really about. Okay, big boy, I see what you're getting at. You know what? It is about you. I see Fang every day. My wife, Lucy? Your wife. My wife? That's exactly my problem. I always see them and see what you did to them. Fang was my hero, but I hate seeing Lucy. Knowing what you did to them breaks my heart. Lucy made her choice, something you need to respect. Are you really sure about that? You always make accusations of grooming, but you are the real groomers. My dad glances at the bathroom door and points away with his thumb. After Miss Anna Kim does not leave, my dad speaks up. Do I have to make myself clear? While Mom approaches the table, Miss Anna Kim stepped back and left. Quite a lively conversation. You have interesting coworkers. Mom let out a chuckle. She can be quite the handful. After a long birthday dinner, I lay down on my bed. I felt Mango crawl up the bed and onto my face. He sat down on my face. I closed my eyes and mouth and let him sit on me. He let out a few squeaks and I was unable to reply. I reached for Mango and stroked him. I gently pushed Mango off my mouth. He slid down and draped gently over my neck and chest. I continued to stroke Mango, and he squeaked in contentment. Good boy, Mango. I gotta sleep. Good night. Chapter 3. Wake up! I felt a beak bite down on my ear and a tongue dig into the canal. It was my wife, Sarah. Honey, you have to wake up for school. Your kids need their gym teacher. She bit down again. Okay, honey, just let up a bit. I stood up and got changed. Werewolves are a part of Snoot lore. This would have made more sense if the character was just Trish. Like I said, she's Trish in a fursuit. Yeah, I know, right? You're doing it all wrong. Did what wrong? Oh, I get it. At the table, we had pancakes. I had a blueberry energy drink. Sarah had coffee. Okay. The arms are like down to her knees, man. That's like... I can't say it. At the table, we had... Like she's like orangutan maxing. At the table, we had pancakes. I had blueberry energy drinks. Sarah had coffee. You would give your kids so much grief for having that. Oh, I would. I took a big swig. Refreshing. The rest of the breakfast was quiet, but we stared into each other's eyes. I chomped down onto her pancakes, and she smirked at me. She could tell I enjoyed her cooking. I took another swig of the drink. The blueberry syrup and energy drink mixed great together. Sarah glared at me and clicked her beak. When our plates grew empty, I spoke up. Gonna be heading out. See you later. I stood up, but Sarah grabbed my arm and pulled me into a kiss. With those arms, you ain't going anywhere. After pulling away, she reached around me and pecked on my ear. Now run along. When I turned around, she smacked my behind and let out a giggle. Oh, there's gonna be a crater there now with those kind of arms. Just broke his fucking tailbone while you were at it. I glanced back and walked out the door. Looks like a tank from Left 4 Dead. Stretch Armstrong over here. I got to school rather quickly. As I walked down the hall, most of the students noticed me. It was only a few years, but I already had a reputation. I stepped into the gym and stood in the middle, waiting for the first period to begin. Students began to trickle in. I let them mingle with each other, but when the bell rang, I blew the whistle. Okay, I will call out every third student. If I point to you and say 3, step forward. I walked down the row, counting to 3. On 1/3 of the students stepped forward. Okay, you are all with me. The rest of you are the other team. I looked at the other team and they seemed confident. Having greater numbers, they obviously didn't realize how wrong they were. I waited for the opposing team's initial volley and began to dodge when the shots came at me. After I saw a few balls beneath my feet, I picked them up and hurled them. I looked at the other team and they seemed confident. Having greater numbers, they obviously didn't realize how wrong they were. We have the dodgeball fight in like 20 frames per second now. I waited for the opposing team's side. opposing team's initial volley and began to dodge. When the shots came at me, after I saw a few balls beneath my feet, I picked them. Oh, wait, did I already reach them? I hit a few of the students and they walked out of the gym floor. The first dodgeballs I hurled, I missed on purpose. The students jumped in fright as the high-speed balls hurled past them. After a few throws, I let up a bit. I watched the students exchange shots, occasionally dodging one towards me. I then hurled one and it hit a student in the gut. In the student's face, even a half-power throw hurt. My once nervous team grew bold and began to throw dodgeballs in earnest. Students on the other teams raised their hands and walked to the side. As the team grew thinner, I chucked a few dodgeballs at them. Even though some of my students were out, the other team disappeared quicker. Soon the last few students raised their hands. Alright guys, that is enough. After school, I headed home. Right when I was about to leave the building, Miss Anna Kim confronted me at her usual spot. She's still here! So you were the new teacher everyone is talking about. What's it to you? Well, you all know why you are here. Because the school liked my resume. Not because of your mother. Don't bring her into this. Why not? You know why that... Wait. Why not? You know that they are the only reason you work here. You know I can't stand seeing your face around here. Well, I can't help but agree. Agree about what? You know what I mean. I still remember you misgendering me. Like you do to my mother. And I remember almost losing my face. Okay, sus. I forgot how to say it because I'm pretty sure escape don't work. My last save spot. Like you do to my mother? You are just like your father. What does this have to do with him? Don't play dumb. You are controlling Fang like Anon did. All to you get yourself a cushy gig and remind me of what they became. You're the one who won't accept her choices. Be sure to grab some pills, dear. How needs a hobby? How? I grabbed my mini bike and set it down in front of the couch. I turned on the TV and began to pedal the bike. Door opened and my wife Sarah stepped in. Hi honey, how was school? Oh, not that much. I taught the kids some dodgeball. Sounds fun. Anyway, your parents are coming over for dinner. Oh no, how can I eat with them around? Well, what exactly do you mean? You know how mushy my mom and dad can get. Trust me, I've lived with them my whole life. Sarah leaned in closer. What about us? Well, I can't wait to see how our kids squirm when we get all lovey-dovey. Their faces will be priceless. Who says we're having kids? It's not like you're all that great in bed. What? Just teasing you, honey. You really got me there. Sarah reached behind me and began to fluff my wings. You don't have to. I want to. Very well, you really make me feel like my mom. Oh, really now? A loud knock causes my eyes to snap to the door. Speaking of who, I called out through the door. Come right in. The door opened up and Mom stepped in. Hello, Mrs. Moose. I could say the same thing to you. Dad follows Mom into the house. I stood up to greet my parents. Hello, Upon. Hi, Dad. I looked at my mom. You remember what we did as a kid? Okay, Mom, let's fly. Put my hands below Mom's arms and lifted her up, and she began to flap her wings. We're flying! Whee! What kind of son are you? I wonder myself. I put Mom down and we all sat down at the table. How was school? I still get that. Come on, Dad. Wait, I can't say. I'm out of saves. Come on, Dad. I was just asking, son. Well, don't ask. Dad awkwardly frowned. That's my man you're talking about. Sarah leaned over to me and nibbled my ear. Lucy smirked at Sarah and I. So that's the kind of woman you got. I hope your kids aren't giving you trouble, because I got push-ups waiting for them if they do. No need for that. Anyways, what about you, Sarah? Sarah's a good employee. I'm glad to work with her. Sarah opened up her beak and let go of my ear. Whenever there's something to lug around, I'm always ready. Yeah, with those arms! Sarah flexed her arms, reaching over and began to rub her bicep. You want me to pin you to the table in front of your mom and dad? You already know the answer to that, so why ask? My parents broke out laughing. Oh, you two. Dad reached over and began to fluff Mom's wings. But you can't outdo us. We have been married for longer than you. I wouldn't count on that. Dinner went on late into the night. We've got school and so does your mother, so we got to split. We all stood up and I walked my parents out of the house. Have a good night. Thanks, son. I listened for the sound of the car pulling away and I moved to the couch. My wife sat down on the other side of the table and looked me straight in the eye. You want a rematch? You bet I do. I put my elbow on the table. You're not winning with those arms, buddy. My wife extended her arm, and we clenched our hands. I pushed against each as hard as I can. Despite me being a big, strong man, she's almost as strong and twice as fierce. I should get some water. Hold on. Yes, a wife who roasts her husband's prowess is funny and adorable. Plot twist. This was an NTR mod all along with OCs. Oh no, you sound like Jackid. She is a roadie. Needless to say, her turning around is something I fixed. Yeah, back massage. You lose on purpose and you get nothing. Oh, let's enter. I like how this image is credited 2018. I smirked at the remark and pushed harder. You know I would never do that. I couldn't possibly give you a win you don't deserve. That's right, I always deserve it when I win. Like I will now. Sarah pushed extra hard and my shoulders began to burn. Even though my body cried for me to quit, I would not. Despite this, my arm moved down towards the table. As much as I pushed, it kept moving closer. Sarah saw my struggling and slammed my arm to the table. I win. Sarah stood up and slipped behind me. She wrapped her arm around my head. Now go to bed, you bad little boy. No, no. I pretended to resist as she pulled me into the bedroom. I woke up the next morning and I tried to stand up, but I couldn't. Oh no! Oh no, his ass truly is broken. Eppy, don't get up. Or you can't make up your mind. Stay with me. I try to get up, but Sarah's arms pull me down. Oh, you want to wrestle? I reached for Sarah's arm and pried my fingers under it, but she squeezed too tight and I could not get them free. Sarah began to nibble at my ear. No biting. I don't play fair. I reached for Sarah's tail and pulled on it. Neither do I. Sarah's head lurched backwards as she yelped out in shock. She then broke out into giggles. Okay, I'll let you go. Sarah released me from her grip and I got out of bed. I'll make pancakes. You can join me when you are ready. After I fried a batch of pancakes, the scent sent Sarah out of bed. You better have made them right. I would never burn them for you. One can't be too careful. So I placed the pancakes on her plate and began to dig in. See, I knew you'd like them. I guess they are okay. I looked at my wife in the eye and knew that they were more than just okay. Oh, really now? I took some pancakes of my own and took a swig of coconut energy drink. My wife, of course, glared at me. So I gotta ask, how is it working for my dad? Well, I think it's great. I learned from your mom, so I think he understands me. Knowing what we can afford, my father seems like a generous man. Or is it just for you? Oh no, several employees are well paid. Well, good to know things are running well. I looked down at my almost empty plate. Well, I think I gotta go, and I think you have to as well. We'll be looking forward to seeing you again. Of course you will. Alright guys, I got an announcement. We have St. Hammond's gym class visiting for a dodgeball match. So we're gonna knock 'em dead. Do you hear me? Listen to my students roar in applause. Oh no, Solly. Solly walked into the room, followed by his students. He approached me, his face being leveled with my neck. You want some? Or you are asking for it. I'm begging for it. I turned to face my class. Alright, let's take this damn dirty ape back to the zoo. I turned back to Solly and saw him glaring at me. I flashed him a grin to provoke him further. On the sides of the gym were coaches from both schools to ref the game. Sorry. When the whistle blew, I charged forward towards the line and grabbed a couple of dodgeballs. Being the biggest target, some of them came flying at me. A student rushed up towards me with a ball raised. I looked back and winked at one of my students and heard the ball coming at my wing. I lifted up my dodgeballs, and a couple of them bounced off mine. I looked across the gym at Solly and chucked a couple at him, but they both missed. A couple of students flung dodgeballs right at me. Seeing them heading for my wings, I counted down in my head. Quickly, I curled up my wings and the dodgeballs whooshed by me. I quickly curled up the wing, and the student stared in shock when the ball came at me and hit his gut. He lifted up his hands and walked to the side of the gym. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. As much as I was thinning out the opponent's team, mine was getting thinned out as well. I had to take out Solly. I showed mercy to the students, but I was not going to do the same for Solly. I hurled the ball as hard as I could, but he heard it coming and dodged out of the way. He grabbed the closest balls and hurled them my way. I quickly ducked down and the balls flew over me. I grabbed two dodgeballs and rolled one to the side. I pointed at Solly and barked out to a student. Get him! Solly raised his dodgeball towards the student and I hurled mine at him. When he noticed it coming at him, it was too late. The ball hit Solly in the face and knocked him off his feet. Time seemed to slow as he fell backwards towards the floor. Then he hit the ground with a deep thump. The shocked students dropped their dodgeballs and stared in confusion. A shriek from the whistle pierced the silence. I walked across the gym floor and hefted Solly over my shoulder like a big sack of potatoes. Two students followed me and opened the gym doors. The shocked students dropped their dodgeballs and stared in confusion. A shriek from the whistle pierced the silence. Again? Okay. I walked him over to the nurse's office and set him down on a stretcher. Took a nasty hit. It was from me. You okay, right? I've taken worse. Oh, really? I'm jealous now. I looked at the nurse. Can I get back to my class now? You can go. I walked out of the office into the hallway. Even then I could hear Solly talk to the nurse. Open wide. Your eyes. Your eyes. I'm not a dentist. Seems good. No concussion. Let's get you some ice and painkillers. On my way back, I saw Miss Anna Kim waiting for me outside the gym. So is Solly all right? Yeah, he's fine. Shouldn't you be teaching? Not this period. Well, I should get back to class. Well, I think you shouldn't. which is irrelevant. You smashed his face. Consenting adults. I wouldn't be surprised if there was violence going on in your home. The lash out. Triggered. Oh wait, I don't have no more saves. Well, calm down. I froze and began to clench my fist, but realized getting mad would just prove her point in her mind. I took a deep breath. My wife does not beat me, but thank you for your concern. Anakin was nonplussed by my statement, and she stood frowning. I saw both teams waiting for me. 50 push-ups for all of you. I waited for the shock to settle in. Kidding, you all did a great job. I pointed to the St. Hammond students. Even you. The bell rang. No, it didn't, because it didn't get cut off. It didn't even play. School's out. Time to go home. I looked at the St. Hammond students. Your couch will take you home. You mean coach? I watched the students disperse as I went home. I laid in bed with my wife, massaging my wings. Sarah, hope you had a good day. Had quite the game today. Had St. Hammond show up for a dodgeball game. Schools do that. Oh, I had to knock down that solid guy's ego. My wife chuckled as she continued to fluff my wings. She suddenly turned stern. Keep your hands visible. I was not going. I said hands visible. Okay, I'll keep them stretched out for you. Sarah kept massaging me. So it's great to know your students are learning from you. Now, it feels really great. It's just awkwardly trailed off. It's just what? Tell me. Wives always know. I'm having a problem with... Oh, I know, Miss Anakin. How could you have known? I just guessed. Vanished. I was walking down the hall when I heard Miss Anna Kim and my mother talking. So you let your son work here? I didn't let him work here. He is quite popular with students and teachers alike. They only say that because they like you. And why should they not? You deal with your students with veiled contempt at best. I glanced over and saw Anna Kim staring in disgust. You really changed over the years. Having your son teaching here is the last straw. You don't like it, you can go. Anakin glared in silence. She glanced briefly over to me. She knew that I was listening the whole time. That was her whole idea. Anyways, I have entertained your nonsense long enough. Go away. No, I will not. Yes, you will. Nuh-uh! Anakin stepped away from my mom. She threw me an annoyed glance as she walked by me. Why? I was standing in gym, watching my period of students leave. When they left, I looked around, staring at the wide-open, empty room. I heard the doors open up and footsteps coming towards me. I looked and saw Miss Anna Kim. What are you doing here? Why did you get hired here? To make a difference. Not to coast off your mother's legacy. What do you want with me? Anakin stood silently. You just don't like being reminded of my existence because of what I represent. You know what? I am leaving. Really? I have talked to Daisy Jones and she's willing to substitute. I expect great things for her. As for me, I've worked here long enough. Well, what are you going to do? I have my arrangements. Just gone. Read? Oh no. Thank you all for coming here. This is the biggest day of my life. Thank you first to my son. Oh, thank you, Mom. And of course to my former student, Sarah. You are like a daughter to me. Daughters don't do this. Sarah began to nibble on my ears. Of course, the biggest congratulations goes to my husband, Anon. I had a lot of difficulties during my teenage years, but he was there for me. Oh, don't sell yourself short. I've received a promotion from Volcano High. Meet your new principal. Everyone bursts out into applause. I'm so grateful to all of you, family, friends, and co-workers. I look over my shoulder and saw Grandpa Ripley and Grandma Samantha, as well as the great Uncle Saeed and great Aunt Saba, as they beamed with pride. So how well did the interview go? Great, I am going to be a good fit. I'll sure miss you. I know, but I can't work for you, Mom. It's time to say goodbye, Volcano High. Cue laugh track. Story by Epic Games. Goodbye, Volcano High. And we're back at the menu. At least we got music this time. Is there multiple endings as I sit up and hurt my tailbone? Well, let me check chat. Death by Snoot. Pelvis broken. He's getting fired for that comment. You didn't have to kill him. Oh boy. You know, for one of the mods that was like hailed as a finished product, I thought it'd be much longer. That was like an hour and a half. Crazy. I honestly thought with like the low assets and all that, this would be like as long as Snoot game itself, you know? There are 3 endings. Oh boy. Well, if there's 3 endings, there's like multiple different choices, so that's gonna be different. I'm assuming I got like the best ending. Oh boy. Some of the choices didn't even seem like much alteration to what they do for the story. The more aggressively you speak, the worse ending you get. Okay, I see. So I'm gonna have to like, gotta head out. See you in the VOD later. I'll probably do another stream of this to get the endings. It's just I gotta like just take a break from the wackiness of this game. You can skip by pressing control, just like the last one. Alright. I'll probably set up another stream for this. Well, tomorrow is Friday, and I postponed this one from Wednesday, so maybe I'll shoot for Friday again. Just I'm gonna sit and take a break, and we'll come back to it for Friday for sure. Hopefully. I don't have anything planned for Friday as far as I know, so be on the lookout for that, I guess. Other than that, have a good night, I suppose. I see chat's just chilling, so I will chill as well, and I will see you tomorrow.